praise. So no matter what's going on, we want to give God all the honor.
Hallelujah.
And confidence and unfeeling agreement with the word of God. There's when 2 and 3 people come together in agreement, and there's power right there.
Hallelujah.
There's power in agreement. So we give God a high note of praise.
Yes.
We also welcome those who are streaming live right now, and we welcome you also to this prayer session, and pray along with us as we move forward in what we have for tonight. We're not going to keep you long. I want us to just put your hands together for our sister Vanessa Robinson. Spirit and soul, and we thank God for her and what she's been doing with the prayer challenge and over the past few months. And we thank God also. Just some of you have been asking. The missus is coming along. She had inhaled some fumes, and that kind of knocked her down, and then a little something came, not coronavirus, but a little something came. But she's been feeling much better. Use wisdom on Sunday, so that not to frustrate people, but it's a good idea not to be too close. Her resistance as well. But then nursing my daughter, who caught a little something, she ended up now. She told me, she said, I had a fever today, and this and that from my daughter. My daughter went to work though, but so I said, stay home, take it easy. Amen. But we want to thank God that for your prayers, and she's okay. And you can kill all the rumors. It's not corona. Amen. Amen. Today we talked about Psalms 14 in the prayer line, and it was the fool has said in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none that doeth good. The Lord looked down from heaven upon the children and to see if there were any that did understand and seek God. And they are all going aside. They are all together become filthy. There is none that doeth good, no, not one. And that's a reminder for all of us. Some of us feel that we don't deserve some of the stuff that goes on. That's a whole other story in terms of what we deserve. But for the righteous, there is a gift, there is salvation. The last verse says, oh, that the salvation of Israel will come out of Zion when the Lord bringeth back the captivity of his people. Jacob shall rejoice, and Israel shall be glad. And the scripture talks about the power of God to redeem. Let redeemed of the Lord say so right now. Who he has redeemed from the hand of the enemy.
Amen.
Y'all sound like you're not sure.
I am
I'm
redeemed.
sure, Bishop.
Let the redeemed of the Lord.
Hey!
I am redeemed.
The Lord has redeemed from the hand of the enemy, that we are not counted among those who said in their heart there is no God. But yet at the same time we proceed with a measure of humility. We recognize it's by his grace and his goodness. And that's important for us to remember, even as we, Sunday will talk more about the need to come into connection with each other as community. Yes. As community. We sometimes build up different offenses among us, and why we walk on the other side of the aisle, and why we don't sit in this section. And we kind of do that, but times like these humble you enough to realize, what kind of offense do I really have against my brother or sister? Mm-hmm. What is the real reason for the separation? And when you deal with some possibilities as we listen to the news and see what's going on, it impacts you different. You say, whoa, this could really be something. Mm-hmm. Now, I personally don't believe this is the end. I don't believe Armageddon's around the corner yet, but it's close enough that anybody with sense and can read the signs of the times know it's time to do what you need to do. Amen. But there's too many signs of turnaround around the world to say that this is it. But the point is, it is a wake-up call, and as we are hearing the reports, so many people start to go to church that haven't been in church for a long time. People, and now they find they can't really get in there because they say, oh my God, now. And that's like a real funny thing in a way. It's not funny. But what God is doing to people in terms of saying, you thought you had time. You thought you could just do the way you want to do. And of course, we all know that old story. You never miss the water to the water runs dry. Amen. You never miss the toilet paper to the apron. And so everybody's panicking. And I'm sorry for the panic, but it's a good thing. Because for the child that knows and understands that God is sovereign and that I have made my peace with God, it gives us a sense of going forth and letting the unbeliever know. Letting the one who's been standing in the valley of indecision and let them know that Jesus Christ is Lord. So I pray that we will take advantage of this, but don't try and do it yourself, and that's where the body comes in. Having relationship and tying ourselves together in a way that we know that God is with us. What I don't have, you have. What you don't have, I have. And we work together as community. We have to rebuild the community, that sense of community in the body. Now, last year I was preaching that this is our community, everybody down here. But before they'll come in here, we have to be tight. We have to build our relationships. We have to be on one accord. And I was talking about that. And now look what's happened. Don't come and tell me the Lord don't tell me stuff. Lord, talk to me. And so it's time. Folk have been saying, oh, now I see what you've been talking about. And so let us get on board and do what we have to do. I am so blessed by those who are on the prayer line, but on the streaming, but also especially by you who are here. And we have about 30, 31, 32 in the room. And I think that kind of maxes out this room a little bit because I like you to have your space. And as I said, as we, maybe 35, 40, because I think we only really have 80 chairs out. So you really have to have it. So what we'll do in the future is it will open up another room for additional prayer and open up another room for more people come. Sunday we're limited, again, 50 in the main sanctuary, which that number is cut by some of the staff, but I think we have probably 35 in that room. And then we'll have the two gyms, each one can be maxed out at 50. And so we can have, and then if something else comes, we're prepared to do what we have to do. We'll find a place for people. Some might say, well, I'd rather stream, from home. It's comfortable, I'll just stream it from home. But the idea is that as we move forward, and I don't think this thing's gonna turn around like this weekend or the next weekend, but as we move forward and people kind of get a little stir crazy, they might say, I want to look at somebody else's face a little bit. And some people, whether you're doing it from home or come here, think in terms of streaming parties. And if you're in that other facility, get a few folk, invite your unsaved relative and friend, come and sit near me. You don't have to sit on top of me, but sit near me. And let's talk about what we're seeing on the screen. And we can spread out in the gyms because we will not have more than 50 people in any of those gyms. Maybe each one could hold about 300 people, 200, 300. So that's what we're going to do, and encourage folks to come on out and be a part of it, because we got to build community. The enemy would try to turn this into isolation, and you know what the enemy can do with your head in times of isolation. But the fool has said in his heart, there's no God. We know that there's God.
Yes.
In fact, when you hear something, when I was hearing some stuff for a second, I said, whoa, this thing is, in the beginning, when they were really cutting, I said, whoa, and food is flying off the shelf, and you can't get food, can't get more, can't get. I said, whoa, for a second, I said, the Lord, you're in charge. By the time I just reminded myself who's in charge, it was, okay, let's just do what we have to do. And the enemy then say, ain't nobody coming to church. Well, we had a nice little crowd on Sunday.
Yes, we
We
did.
had a nice little crowd on the street, so folk could come into church. I look at the prayer line numbers, and the numbers are up. And so people are beginning to say, oh, I've been at ease in Zion. But now I'm recognizing the salvation of the Lord in another way, in another context. So I want to applaud you for coming out and pressing your way tonight in spite of all the obvious reasons. And we're going to continue to go forward in the name of the Lord. So I'm going to ask I'm trying to keep that from the title at it. But I'm going to ask Vanessa to come on back, Sister Vanessa to come on back. And she has a little something that she's going to share.
Psalm 91, verse 1. Psalm 91, verse 1 and 2. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in Him will I trust. Who is Almighty? God. God is Almighty. So the virus, the aches and pains that's going on in your body, your finances, your kids that are acting out, whatever it is, God is still Almighty. God is still sits on the throne, and God is still in control. So we have to remember that even as days to come, and when we don't know when this thing is going to turn around, we don't know how long we're going to have to go through this. But we know that God is still the Almighty God, and He has all this in His hand. He's our refuge and our fortress. In him will I trust. We put our trust in so many other things. What are some things we put our trust in? Money, man, medicine, relationships, ourselves, our health. We think, that we've made it. That, we have that job that we've desired for years. We're making the finances that we want, but now you can't go to work.
Yeah.
You have that beautiful house, that beautiful car, but you can't pay the mortgage. You don't have enough to pay to get gas. That person that you shunned, maybe your helper, maybe your keeper in this season. So that's why it's important that we forget, and we forgive and we forget, and we move on. Because we don't know who God is going to use in this season. And I keep repeatedly saying, we don't know. God is not always, we can't choose who God is going to use to help us, to bless us when we're going through these rough seasons. Who we have in mind and who we have in our heart may not be who God is going to use. But stop putting your trust in man. Trust that God is going to deliver you out of your situation. Trust that God is going to provide for you and your family, and especially those that are far away from you and that you're worried about, okay, I can't reach them, but I'm concerned. Know that God has them covered. Pray, cover them with the armor in the morning and in the night, and then ask that God would be with them throughout the day. And know that they accomplish, and know that you accomplish throughout the day. And He's God all by Himself. He doesn't need your help. He does not need your help to change the situation. Just trust in Him. Be patient. Take time. If you are going through struggles and some challenges right now, just stay in the Word. Pray. Bishop has us on this fast. And this fast is to help us. Help us as we go through this trying time. It's making us healthier. We can all use to turn down our plates for a couple of times, especially now that Weight Watchers is closed for a little while. So, that's an extra plug as we're going through this. But also, it's also encouraging for those of you who don't have time to get in the Word. Now's the time.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Amen. God is giving you time to seek His face. God is giving you time to dwell in Him.
Tell the truth.
He's calling His people in to Him.
Yes.
And don't take it for granted.
Amen.
Don't take it for granted. Don't take Him for granted. Get all that God has for you at this time.
Yes, thank you.
Mind, body, soul, and spirit. Whatever He wants to do to revive you, to rejuvenate you, to bless your relationship, to change your relationship, to let things go, to bring things in, open doors, close doors, whatever God's trying to do, and don't miss it in this season. Just don't miss it in this season. So I just thank you all for coming out. We're going to